There's a nice little lot of trains that I recently got. Just give a brief overview of these, and then a little bit later we'll test some of these engines and see how many of them, if any of them, work. And then we'll go from there. Maybe I can do some fix-it videos on a couple of these. So this lot here, I'll start with this little Tyco Chattanooga Choo-Choo. This is the got a broken step there. That's all handy. I think they got broken in shipping. This is the one that's got the motor in the tender, so I never really thought a whole lot about these guys, but we'll see. Maybe we can see the wheels actually spin on that. So we'll see if we can get that thing working again, and whatever, who knows. Alright, so there's that. And next in that same lot was this pretty hefty. I bet she weighs a couple pound or two. This is either a Penn Line or maybe an early Bowser. It's a Pennsylvania K4 Pacific. It's a 4/6 wheel arrangement, obviously missing some wheels. This poor dog needs a whole lot of love, you can tell. But it's a nice die-cast engine. Everything's die-cast on it. It's like I see, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's a motor down in there somewhere. So that'll be one that gets some work at some point. Next here, came in the same lot. This is the all famous Pennsy GG1. Now this here happens to be a Penn Line version. I can talk more about Penn Line if I do a video on rehabbing this GG1. I think I kind of would like to. This was a nice one, made in the 50s. It's a die-cast shell. Okay, and so you can see there's a power truck there. The motor's up inside, and then there was actually 4 wheels were geared there, and 4 more wheels were geared on this truck, and they were actually powered by a drive shaft, which is missing. And so there's a lot of fixing that could be done on that. So I kind of wanted to get my hands on one of those for a while. I mean, you know, it would be easy to go buy a modern manufacturer's, you know, you can get a nice Bachmann K4 Pacific, or you can get a, who knows how many manufacturers have made GG1s or whatever, but darn it, I just like this old stuff, and I'm saving it from the landfill. And the demand that I don't put on new products is just saving that new product for someone else that wants it, and minimizing the amount of natural resources that go through all these new products. So I figure I'm saving the environment. The last engine that came in this same lot is, and actually I think I was actually in a lot after the K4 steamer and the GG1, but I wasn't ignoring this nice little early Athearn GP9. Now it's missing its dynamic brake blisters, and it's missing its horns, but this is an early, it's a rubber band drive, so you can see the bands on it. This is an early version. You can see where my thumb is. That's where the horn would go on the front, and there was another point on the back side of the cab for the horn. So only the earliest versions of these Athearn GP9s had the horns that mounted in those locations. And this is also, I'm not sure if the color is going to come out really well in here, but this is a nice glossy dark yellow. That's and the gray is a nice dark gray, and the red's actually a nice dark red. And all 3 of these colors, as I understand it, are more vibrant, and they're a glossy sheen compared to even just the later rubber band powered GP7s from Athearn. So I was real happy to get this one. There's no chips or breaks on the pilots or anything, so that's a big plus. And I think I can get the horns, and of course, well, on these things, seems like about 8 times out of 10 they're missing the handrails, so that's not that big of a deal either. So this lot had all these 4 engines in it, and it also came with this nice. Basically, I think that's a Roco. Sometimes you see that as HM or a few other manufacturers. Depressed center 12-wheel flat car, so that's a nice one to get. Got this Mantua gondola with a nice little load of a giant nut, you know, perfectly scale, HO scale nut there. So you can see that would load everything down. Probably could update that and put a steel coil in there or something. It would be a lot cooler. Here's another Mantua. So this is a nice, and I haven't cleaned any of these, right? I've just taken it right out of the box. Nice little, fairly, I don't know if this would be, like the red box Tyco. I mean, so we're thinking late 50s, early 60s with this style of truck on it. But die-cast truck there, or truck sides with the aluminum center point, and of course a die-cast chassis. So a nice little refrigerator car, craft refrigerator car with all its steps. And here's a car that I was really happy to get, and I don't even think I realized I was going to get it. This is the Penn Line. Now I'm missing the trailer, right? So this is the Penn Line flat car that would have carried the the little 32-foot die-cast trailer. So in all my 50 years of playing around with trains, I surprisingly never had one of these in my possession. I know they're not rare or hard to find or anything, but I just never have had one. So I guess now I got one. So happy to have that. Add that to the box. Another little Atchison Beacon Santa Fe caboose. This one's got sprung trucks. I think this is an Athearn. Looking at that real quick. Now somebody has taken and overpainted it with some kind of really flat dark red. So I'm not quite so sure how excited I am about that, but nevertheless it's a nice little caboose. Also in this lot was this nice little Tyco floodlight car. So this happens to be one of the cars that fits perfectly, comes from the time of we'll say my youth with trains in probably the middle, well, all through the 70s and 80s and so forth. And I actually had one of these that I bought myself with mowing, yard mowing money and so forth. Bought it from Lionel Play World in West Palm Beach, Florida, way back 100 million years ago. So happy to be able to replace that, because of course mine didn't make it very well. By George, I'm not sure if this is an Athearn or what the heck this is, but it's a composite side little 30-foot hopper, 32-foot hopper car. Kind of got the attributes of an Athearn. Sure looks like it with the metal coupler pockets and whatever. And lo and behold, it's got some nice Cadies on it already, so that's a bonus. This lot also had one of these nice, giant, I don't know what you'd call that, wiener dog kind of supersized Gulf tank cars. I know these were really popular in the sets, the Tyco sets in the 70s and 80s. So never been after one of these, and never actually had one before, but by George, now I do have one. There's another nice little car. This is a die-cast Illinois Central flat car, and this is actually, you're probably not going to be able to see that in there, but this is a Gilbert die-cast flat car, so I'm happy to add that little guy. And this little unknown, well, made in Taiwan, so probably, I'm going to go probably a Lifelike or something of that nature from the early 80s boxcar. Nice little Athearn Ethel Corporation tank car, and with Katie's already on it, so that's a bonus. That's a good bonus for me. I like that. I think the last thing that came in this pile of stuff was this Tyco Virginian bottom dump hopper set and dump bin. So I had a couple of these when I was a kid, and well, they're an operating car, and well, been into Lionel and others for forever and ever and ever, and of course I like the operating cars, so I would like an HO scale operating car. So I'm happy to have this nice little set in the box, and I think, as you'll see shortly, I've got a few other cars. So this was a nice little lot. So we've got 4 engines that we've got to test out, and some cars that we've got to clean up there.